Selenis. Hey, congratulations for Lopez versus Lopez on NBC.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, both of you, done comedy and drama in the past few years. How do both of you feel like being back, as a comedy fixture on Lopez versus Lopez? Let's lady starts first, right?
Well, I think for me, I've done, if there's been comedy in the last decade, it's been dark comedy, right? Dark humor. So this is new. This is very new to me because the roles, it's been switched. Now it's more comedy than drama. It's been a learning experience, it's really exciting to me as an actor. I think we should always be learning to better our craft. So I'm all for it. And I have George Lopez as, the professor, which is not bad. And so I've been able to really, once I got through the imposter syndrome that I was feeling of like, oh my gosh, I don't think I belong here. I'm actually having a good time. I'm enjoying myself. I'm realizing that comedy is really hard. I think it's harder than drama because it takes skill. It really is. You have to be really quick and it takes skills. And I watch, even when I'm not on set, I'm watching people do their thing because I'm learning a whole lot. So I don't know, it's making my life a lot easier too, doing comedy as opposed to drama. I don't come home as tired. It's a different type of tired. I think it's like a mental tiredness. I don't know if you have that, George.
Yeah.
Like, because you have to be so quick that I'm like, wow, I feel exhausted, but it's a different type of exhaustion that I felt when I was doing drama. Drama, I feel like drains your soul and your body, where comedy drains me in my brain. Like I literally have moments where I'm like, my voice is tired and my brain is tired. I'm gonna take a nap. And it's because comedy, you have to constantly be on it at 100%. If you're not at 100%, then you shouldn't even go home.
George?
I was always a very serious kid. So, other kids would be more animated than I was. And when I started to act, I was very kind of really very non-energetic type thing. And I thought, well, how am I going to be doing comedy if I'm like not an outward going person? And I really didn't get much in the 90s of parts that I went out for. And the first thing that I got was my show. But also at a time when I was more concerned about other people's careers than my own and more concerned with other people's lives than my own. And then I was always big on New Year's resolutions. Even when I was a kid, I would I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And New Year's came around and I said to myself, I'm going to worry more about myself and less about other people. And I used to read tabloids and I would read magazines. I said, I'm not going to read any of that stuff. I'm not going to worry about other people's lives. I'm going to worry about my life only. I'm not going to wish people harm. I'm not going to wish people didn't do well. I'm just going to worry about myself. And the minute that I did that, everything started to turn in my favor. And then when I finally got a chance to do the first show, I was the greenest one in that whole cast. And it's not like they enveloped me and made me better. That wasn't their role, that role fell on me. So I just worked harder, started to understand myself more. I stayed after. I was involved in writing the stories. And in all of that, I started to kind of to grow, almost like I mentioned it, like concrete. And then you'll see something come out of the concrete and you're like, well, how is something able to come out of the concrete? When you push hard enough and you realize that push is the only thing that you have, you'll come out of concrete.
Most excellent. Now, I also want to mention that Lopez versus Lopez has a lot of real life parallels in its own way. Talk about turning that, real life parallels into comedy and still tackle serious issues at the same time.
To be able to cause pain to a person and to be able to have that person be estranged from you, is devastating as a father, and to lose a daughter, and to not think there wasn't a set time that she would come back, and I had to really do something for the first time where I would run from my issues. I had to confront them and really if I wanted to save the relationship between Mayan and I had to make myself available. Very difficult for me to do, because you don't get credit for showing up, you get credit for doing the work. So in the fact that I didn't give up on Mayan when I've given up on other people, friends and family, because Mayan is the most important relationship in my life. To see Mayan and to have us be rewarded by being surrounded by incredible actors and incredible people who respect the story, who respect our relationship, and it's not just for comedy, that it's there for real, it's an honor to us. I can't speak for Mayan, but it's an honor to me that isn't ridiculed and it's respected, and the way that we approach it is we approach it from a respectful place. And I think when people start to see this show, that it will carry and resonate with them, because of our lives aren't perfect, and the fact that either you have got somebody back in your life or that you have not, but maybe you want to try. I think maybe that's all in play now because of the show.
And Selenis, I'm going to give you a quick last word on portraying, real life fictionally.
Well, Rosie is definitely a fictional character in this scenario, maybe with a little hints of different people. I always say Rosie is every Latino mother, every mother, period. She's a little bit overbearing. She's a little bit, she's no filter, loving. She's all the things, all the good things and all the bad qualities too that moms have, me included. So it was easy for me to dive into Rosie, because she was someone who is just trying to make the best. As a single parent, I raised my child on my own, and it's hard, and there are things that you give up as a woman for your child. And so there are feelings that come up of resentment towards the partner that's no longer there. But at the core of it, and this is what I think stands true with Rosie, is at the core of it is, we made an amazing human being. At the core of it, these two imperfect people ended up making this pretty amazing woman that they're seeing before their eyes do her thing. And so that's the beauty. And I think that's going to resonate a lot with parents and people out there, is to see it's complex. When you have an ex and you have a child with them, as much as there's like moments of, oh, I want to hate you, there's love. There's still that love. What brought you together in the first place is still what keeps you going years later, and to be able to deal with each other. So I was able to tap into Rosie pretty easally.
I like that Rosie says, like, I just mopped. Well, I see that you think the floors are clean. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's so great.
I see you think so. That I see you think that's true too. Your floors are clean. You're a good mother. Sure, yeah. That's she's that type of person, and maybe she's a little bit too harsh at times, but that's how we show love in this family.
My grandfather used to tell me, you go clean your room, and then you go back in there, and then he would say, I hope you don't clean your ass like you clean this room.
Well said. Well, it's a pleasure speaking to both of you for Lopez versus Lopez. I was in the studio audience for that Christmas episode, so I know that this is a very hilarious show, and people are going to love it right off the bat. So thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
You have to come back to the second half of that show since you were there, okay? So the people that are watching there, Jackie, will have you come back, because there's a surprise that even we said, it's too bad that because that audience was so good that they should see something, and we'll make sure, because you said that you were there, you deserve to come back and see the ending of that show.
Oh, most excellent. I will accept that invite, George. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye now.